I believe that death and birth are basically leaving a standard or form in school to the next standard or form to learn more complex subjects and eventually finish schooling and graduate. The soul, too, incoming within a physical body, takes on different genders and different roles to accomplish the learning. It could take on other births, too, besides a human. I guess once we begin to think about life and inquire about the purpose we are here, we have reached the goal area. But how many ponder on their purpose here? Generally, we all fall for the standard that is growing up, school, and more schooling and landing a job, accumulating wealth and marrying and procreating. Then we begin to watch the cycle repeat with our children, and they see their children repeat it. Is this our purpose in coming here? Agathiyar had given mankind the 5 tenets to follow. The first is knowing the purpose we are here. He says that man must first understand his purpose in taking birth. The Nadi comes to a layman, seeker, or aspirant to reveal his purpose. The guru comes to the disciple to reveal his purpose. The Sadhaka in going within learns his true purpose in taking birth. Those who by some means leave their body momentarily come to know their purpose too. These are the means man comes to realize the cause of his birth and his mission or purpose here. Another way of knowing our purpose here is through soul contract reading. I read mine yesterday from Hari Roshan Yograj, and I find it fascinating since we get to know our purpose here and how far we have lived it out or worked on it. I have indulged in astrology and numerology, but this is simply superb. Agathiyar has given mankind 5 tenets to follow. The first is knowing the purpose. Reading the 5th purpose, Hari wrote in, "Wow, Uncle number 5 is the same as what I explained. Once you worked through it all, you begin to manifest your soul purpose by helping and giving back to humanity." How appropriate that Hari came along bringing this up. It will be truly helpful to lost souls. He too believes the same. Yes, Uncle, the main purpose I studied this is because I think this is the best way to help humanity. Because my main aim is to not make money. If I wanted to make money, I would not study this, as this does not cater to the masses out there, only to those who really want to walk to path or seek. Sadly, not many are seeking. All are still sleeping. That is why I thought this was amazing compared to learning astrology. After carrying out the homam and yoga, the devotee shared his knowledge of analyzing one's purpose in life from reading his or her name. He took it as his purpose to bring awareness to the purpose of others coming here. His reading for me, my wife, and my daughter was exact. It was some 8 hours of sheer amazement sitting in his company yesterday and coming to know if we have arrived at fulfilling our purpose here. I asked him to write on it for Sid the heartbeat, and he obliged. Name of the system, Soul Contract Reading. Founder, Frank Alper. Frank channeled through this system in the 1980s over a period of 9 months from the soul of Moses. This is then referred to as a tool for accession for mankind. It strikes me that Agathiyar too had given humanity the 5 tenets as tools for accession. My interpretation of soul contract reading. Every soul before being born on earth, they have chosen their name pre-hand, and this is then telepathically channeled to its parents. Intuitively, the parents feel to name their child a specific name. This is not a coincidence. A soul contract reading, also known as the spiritual numerology of Moses, is an accurate channeled system of spiritual interpretations of your birth name. From your birth name, we decode the spiritual map of your life, so you can align with it and manifest your soul purpose. Soul contract reading gives you a deeper understanding from the spiritual perspective of what you are here to experience in this lifetime, what are your challenges, and what possible lessons that you might need to learn and face. With that, you also have certain strengths or gifts within yourself. And lastly, we are able to decode what you are here to archive in this lifetime. And once you have worked through all this, you then become the positive aspect of all the numbers, and you begin to manifest your soul purpose by helping and giving back to humanity by using your talent.
I'm just so grateful that I've because I've planted that seed in my mind that one day I would want to see what is your chart, knowing that you're doing such great things for mankind. I just wanted to know what are the numbers, and why is it that you're doing this, what makes a person do this in their chart. and it's so rare to see. It's probably just 2% or 3%, maybe, I don't know, I'm just assuming, of the world who has actually achieved their fulfillment in their purpose of birth. um, and I'm just so shocked that all three of y'all, you, your wife, and your daughter, are so much walking the chart. Because sometimes when we do a chart reading for others outside, sometimes when we explain, yeah, all the negative aspect of, like, that means the stubborn, and then, they inability to catch things fast, learn intensive intense in relationships, or this or that, or disempowerment, all that will be true. But when it comes to the positive aspect, which what they are here to supposed to do, and how are they supposed to benefit to mankind, or and that part, they are not walking in. So I'm thinking, right? I said, really, is there will a human actually eventually walk it, based on this chart? And yesterday, really, God was just showing me that, you see, this actually, there are people out there like this, which are already walking on the on or walking on the exactly as their purpose, or eventually will reach there. you know Wow, but when I saw yours, and I saw Auntie's one, and I saw Vimala's one, I said, wow, this is really, 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 it proves to me something, so thank you so much, Uncle. Really appreciate, everything you've done. Don't stop this, Uncle. Don't stop. It's I feel that you're doing such a great thing for genuine seekers. That means people who really want a solution. Never mind, let it be whether it's for the physical purpose, or whether for the spiritual purpose. Because sometimes they are so disturbed in the spirit, on the physical level, that they can't move on into the spiritual level. So sometimes Appa will help through you as well to solve the physical level of issues, and then he wins the trust, and then he starts guiding on the spiritual, and they will listen and they will walk. So this few group of people who are very genuine seekers, and they want genuine people to solve their thing, or guidance and all. No, what you will be doing and what you are doing now is such a pure and great thing, Uncle. Don't stop this, or don't put a block to this. Really, just open up yourself. I think it's the purest and the greatest seva lah, I would say.
Yeah, Rishan, thank you, Rishan, thank you. It was truly a very wonderful reading and beautiful day. It was really mind-boggling. And yeah, wow, it was so perfect. Everything was so perfect. We came to realize, how much have we achieved in our purpose in coming here. Thank you for the revelation. Roshan, I wanted to ask you, if it's a normal astrology, reading the horoscope, you usually go back for updates, right? Because the planets are known to, move, they call it Gochara, right? They keep moving, and the, results will vary, right? But in this reading, it's a one-time reading, is it? Because planets move, but name doesn't change, right? It's fixed throughout your whole life, unless you make a change, variation to the alphabets and numerals. But I suppose it's a one-time reading, right? And it covers the whole lifespan. But then, how do you get updates on how much have you achieved the purpose? Does it vary at any stage in? It should show in the chart, right? The variation. I mean, if you have moved towards it, positive way, dropping the negative, the numerals should reading should change, right? I don't know. Please brief me on this.
Basically, this chart is a lifetime chart. That means the chart doesn't change unless you have decided, okay, at this point of time, I will want to do something in my journey where you will require different strength, or different energies to accomplish it. Then we do a new name for that person, right? Okay. But like say if the person is living with his birth name, you see, uncle, you can't compare yourself with many of them out there, because you have already 90% achieved your whole life purpose. That means your whole chart. You will be shocked, uncle, that when we do a reading for people, they are still maybe only 20 to 30%. They have not even realized that they actually have a soul purpose. They think that this is their birth and they are just going on as it is, and lost in that physical part of things, and wondering why, why got obstacle, why this, why that, like that. Maybe some percentage you get the ones who have worked 50-60%, and then they, like that means like, okay, they 50-60% means oh, this physical world doesn't seem right lah. That means I whatever I do, I'm not getting fulfillment from this. Then they are ready to take on their soul purpose. So then the explanation part will be different. When you are still in the beginning, then the explanation will be very general. That means I will interpret it in a very general way to them, right? Okay, this is how you go about. So it's mainly attending more towards their life, or what issues they have, or what and all that. And then they can come back again for reading. It doesn't change. It's just we explain a different part, because every time, because it's a lot, it's a lot, and they maybe cannot absorb everything. So at that point of time when they come for reading, maybe certain things will click. Then we will tell them, okay, you pay attention to this first and work on it. So they must consciously be aware and work on it. And then once they feel like, hey, again I'm lost, then they come back for another reading. Then we look back again at what we have explained and what the chart is, and then we explain again certain things. Different things may click to them. You get what I mean? Different things will click. So it keeps going on until they actually progress and realize that, oh, I've got a soul purpose. Then it will start triggering to them, okay, how do I walk the soul purpose, this, that. Then again, they come back for guidance, like that. And of course, the way I will interpret it is with the little wisdom which I have, and which whatever Appa and Siddhar has blessed me with. I will explain to them how to go about it and how to look at it in a spiritual way as well. You see, like that day, was that I told auntie, uncle, and was that Vimala. All three are here more for a mission base. They are not karmic based, they are purpose based. You see? So that is not written in the chart. That is my interpretation. And then my interpretation is also, if you have come down for purpose, definitely you'll go back to him. You can't go anywhere else, because you're not based on karmic, you're based on lessons and experience only. So like these kind of things, it's from my own wisdom, which I share as well throughout while I give a reading. So yes, I would interpret that at different points of their life, or I would say a different evolvement state of their consciousness, they will click with different messages which will be given from the chart. So along the way, as they evolve a deeper message, they are able to grasp a deeper message. They are able to sense a different message. They'll be able to get a hint from a deeper message. Like that, it goes on and on and on. So whether they need another reading or not, it depends on how fulfilled they are from the first reading, and how much they've worked through, and if they feel like, I think I still need to know a little deeper, then they come back for a second reading. Like that's how it goes on and on and on. Planet base is, yes, it's very different, as and on, every year the effect is different for people, then they have to come back and see, okay, this year what is it about, next year what is it about, this year, that whole thing, it's very, very different. So I always believe one thing, uncle, that we are in a learning institute, okay? We are here to graduate. So once you graduate from lessons and experience, that's when you start living your purpose. You start contributing your purpose to mankind and humanity. And when you do that, you go beyond planets. That means you are already in the state of God's grace, like that. That means you don't need to worry about how the planets, this, that, or what it will affect me. Nothing. You're in the grace of God. Why you're in the grace of God? Because you're doing His work. As long as you're still entrapped in the worldly entanglement and have not reached realization or don't trust and surrender, and give back like that, then you are still bound by all the rules and regulation of a regular human being which takes birth. Okay, but if you already transmute it and you're already giving back a society, that means basically you're a vessel for God. You are doing God's work, you are contributing to humanity. God will take care of everything. You're doing his work. He's like the boss, you are like the employee. He's doing everything. Why? He will give you everything you need, everything beyond the planets. That's what I believe. This is not written anywhere or written in our, or they explain to us. This is just solely what I feel.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my God, so nice. Now I understand how it's done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I suppose, yeah, you're the chosen one to, give these readings to Roshan. Oh God, I think this does, come through you and relate. Oh my God, you're so precise and so perfect and heartwarming, and it's nice, nice. It's just like listening to Appa read out the Nadi. Though we don't want to read the Nadi at times, just want to sit there and listen to the language, the manner he, reads it out, right? He knows that pretty well also. So there was two occasions in my, I sort of, had seen the Nadi, I think 56 times, There were two occasions when, although I didn't want, because the yogi always says, why do you people need Nadi readings, But I think the soul wanted to hear Appa. So there was a calling, and I went there, and he said, I've come to appease your desire to hear me speak. And then the other moment later on, he said, I just wanted to speak to you. That's why I called you over. Oh my God, it's so up close and personal already, I mean, God has become, someone who once we feared and had respect, has come, came as a guru, guide, as a light, and then has come as the father, the mother. Then he, has come as a companion, walking with you, and then placing his arm over your shoulders and joking, really joking. At times they really can joke, my God. But I tell you, miracles, every moment is a miracle. Every moment we can see the universe, universe, it's a golden touch. And, Prabanjam, is beginning to give back to all whatever little things we did, in the past, right? The puja, the charity, going to the PPR, aiding people, feeding them, giving some money as you walk by them, it's coming back to you. Oh my God, wonderful, right? Actually, I see miracles in every moment now. I choose to see miracles. You know, everything is a miracle for me. Even living and speaking to you right now is a miracle. If he decides to, um, stop the flow of the breath, gone. Every living moment is a miracle, isn't it?
Summarized from Vashisht Ved's post on his blog, the first lesson from the Siddhas was that on karma and its effects. After having been threshed and strangled by the effects of our past karma, Agathiyar restored our faith and belief in the divine law and its system. Besides having us experience life as it showers on us the good, bad, and ugly, Agathiyar then brought us to rediscover his 5 tenets which he proposed at the Tamil Sangam that serve as the core purpose of human birth. 1. He says that man has to first and foremost understand his purpose in taking birth. The Nadi comes to a layman, seeker or aspirant to reveal his purpose. The guru comes to the disciple to reveal his purpose. The Sadhaka in going within learns his true purpose in taking birth. These are the means man comes to realize the cause of his birth and his mission.
To a layman, he is told he took birth because of his past karma or to fulfill unfulfilled past desires or settle some scores. To a seeker, aspirant, sadhaka, or disciple, He is told that he has come to continue from where he had left in a previous birth to know himself. A Gnani comes to herd us all to the pen.
This reminds me of Dr. Bani, a Siddha physician and devotee of Agathiyar, who gave a talk in one of the gatherings at a local Peetham many years back. He told us that songs of the saints can carry an inner meaning. They could be seen in an entirely different perspective by people of different standings in life too. For instance, the popular song of praise to Lord Ganpati by Avai that goes as follows.
வாக்குண்டாம் நல்ல மனமுண்டாம் மாமலரால் நோக்குண்டாம் மேனினுடங்காது பூக்கொண்டு துப்பாதிருமேனி தும்பிக்கையான் பாதம் தப்பாமல் சார்வார் தமக்கு
Carries three different understandings depending on the status of the listener. He went on to explain further. As a school-going kid, his class teacher would tell them that it was a song in praise of Lord Ganpati and was sung in front of the statue or picture of him. Later, as he took up Siddha medicine, his guru told him that it was purely about medicine and treating illness and disease. When he came under discipleship to his spiritual guru Yogi Ramaya, he was told that it was a song of Nanam. A single song can carry so many variants of its meaning according to the listener's status. Traveling in a car, we cannot foresee what is beyond the turn or corner until we traverse the bend. One who flies in a light aircraft or helicopter sees a larger picture. To an astronaut, he sees the whole world. Just as our view expands as we change our mode of travel, the Siddha, who are in an elevated plane and are spiritually elevated, see far and beyond. If man has conquered space, the Siddhas who have conquered both space and time could look into the past, present, and future. 2. With his purpose known, then, he should come to thank the divine creator or energy that brought forth his birth, through consultation with the lunar forefathers and their angelic hierarchies that coexist with us down here. Living a purposeful, meaningful, and fruitful life, coupled with a sense of gratefulness, will then bring forth the showering of his blessings. These blessings and the efforts in carrying out his dictates results in the soul gaining strength or soul power or Atma Balam. He asked that we show appreciation to the divine that gave us an opportunity to take this birth again, to come to terms with it and sort out our lives. 3. He asks that we then thank all the caretakers, both seen and unseen, in the present and the past. 4. There arises then an obligation on our part to dutifully aid and help the ongoing evolution of all coexisting human beings. 5. The final task is to extend this aid and help towards the ongoing evolution of all coexisting beings and entities existing upon the lower levels of the evolutionary ladder, dutifully supporting the manifested matrix or prapanjam. Having introduced us to his 5 tenets, Agathiyar provides all the tools that serve to enhance and enrich our purpose in taking birth. The mission and tasks and their accompanying techniques, methods, and tools work further in strengthening our body, soul, and spirit. To aid in seeing through these 5 tenets in life, the Siddhas drew up a concise plan dividing it into 4 stages, namely Sariyai, Kriyai, Yogam, and Nanam. After following in the footsteps of our parents and ancestors engaging in Sariyai all lifelong, we are introduced to Kriyai with the coming of a guru. Following in the footsteps of the guru for several more years, we are brought to the next stage, that of Yogam, or the science of restoring the health of the physical body and that of the soul. Eventually, Nanam shall dawn on its own.